Okay, here is my lecture about what's happening with TikTok and the US government. So, this man here is Shu Zi Chu. He is the CEO of TikTok. And a couple of weeks ago, he went in front of the US government where they grilled him with questions about the safety of TikTok. You see, in America, it's being discussed, should TikTok be banned? Is it unsafe for many different reasons? And there's over 150 million users of TikTok in America, and they were hoping that this day, when they questioned CEO Chu, that we would find out more information on if TikTok will be banned in America or not. Well, they pressed him for 6 hours. It was a tense meeting. They asked him about data security. They asked him about harmful content on TikTok. And he tried to assure them that this hugely popular video sharing app prioritizes the safety of its users, and it should not be banned just because it's connected to China. This was a bipartisan effort, Democrats and Republicans, to rein in the power of this social media app. They hurled questions at him about many different topics, including how TikTok moderates content and how the company plans to make the data of Americans safe from Chinese hands. The CEO, Mr. Chu, spent most of the hearing trying to push back the idea that TikTok is a Chinese company. They're owned by ByteDance. ByteDance, he's tried to say they are not tools of the Chinese government. But he could not answer some uncomfortable questions about, for example, questions about the human rights abuses that are happening in China against the Muslim Uyghur people in the north. And he was taken aback by a TikTok video that displayed one lawmaker advocating for violence against the House committee holding this hearing. This was a rare public appearance for the CEO, Mr. Shu. You see, TikTok has ballooned its American user base to 150 million users, and it's increasing its dominance. Its increasing dominance is being threatened by this nationwide ban in the U.S. because people in the U.S. think that they cannot protect the American data from the Chinese government. There's also a symbolism for lawmakers in taking on TikTok, which has been swept up in this wider geopolitical battle between Beijing and Washington over trade and technology, as well as heightened tensions due to recent politics in China's relationship with Russia. Quote, Mr. Chu, you are here because the American people need the truth about the threat TikTok poses to our nation and personal security. End quote. This was Kathy Rogers, a Republican committee chair, in her opening statement. Chu told the House Committee on Energy and Commerce that TikTok prioritizes the safety of its young users and denied that TikTok is a security risk. He reiterated the company's plan to protect the US data by storing it on servers maintained and owned by an American company, Oracle. He said, quote, let me state this unequivocally. ByteDance is not an agent of China or any other country. Nevertheless, the company has been dogged by claims that its Chinese ownership means that user data could end up in the hands of the Chinese government, or that it could be used to promote narratives favorable to Chinese communist leaders. By 2019, The Guardian reported that TikTok was instructing its moderators to censor videos that mention Tiananmen Square and included images unfavorable to the Chinese government. The platform says that TikTok says that since then, they have changed their moderation practices. Concerns about the platform increased when ByteDance admitted in December that it fired 4 employees who accessed data on 2 journalists and people connected to them last summer while attempting to uncover the source of a leaked report about the company. Aware of its weakness, TikTok has been trying to distance itself from Chinese origins, saying that 60% of ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, is owned by global investors such as the Carlyle Group. The CEO Chu said, quote, "Ownership is not at the core of addressing these concerns," end quote. But for many others, it is. The Biden administration in America has demanded that TikTok's Chinese owners sell their stake in the company, otherwise they might ban it in the US. China has said it would oppose those attempts. Meanwhile, the US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said at a different committee meeting on March 23rd that he thinks TikTok is a security threat and that it should be ended one way or the other. White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre said everyone was watching this TikTok hearing at the White House, but she did not comment on specific actions that the president would take against TikTok. Now, one of the most dramatic moments at the hearing was what you see on the screen here, when a Republican representative played this video showing a shooting gun and a caption with the exact date of this committee hearing. She said, quote, "You expect us to believe that you are capable of maintaining a data security, privacy, and the security of 150 million Americans when you can't even protect the people in this room," end quote. TikTok said the company removed this video and banned the account that posted it. Concerns about what kind of content enter Americans online or how their data is collected by technology companies, this is not new. Congress has been wanting to stop the amount of data that tech companies collect on consumers through national law, but those efforts have failed. At a news conference on March 22nd, a representative named Jamal Bowman, he's from New York, and he's one of the few allies that TikTok has in the US government. He said lawmakers concerned about protecting users should not target TikTok. They should focus on national law that would protect user data across all social media platforms. The CEO, Mr. Chu, he also noted that the failure of US social media companies to address the very concerns for which TikTok is being criticized. He said, quote, "American social media companies don't have a good track record with data privacy and user security. Look at Facebook, look at Cambridge Analytica," just as one example, end quote. Committee members also showed a lot of harmful content from TikTok. For example, videos that encouraged users to kill themselves or commit suicide. Many people questioned why the platform's Chinese counterpart, that is TikTok in China, it's called Douyin, why that does not carry the same dangerous content as American TikTok. The CEO, Mr. Chu, said, well, that depends on the laws of the country where the app is operating. He said the company right now has about 40,000 people who moderate content and track content and delete harmful content. A wealth management company called Wedbush, they described this hearing as a disaster for TikTok and said that this makes a ban more likely in the US unless the company can separate themselves from their Chinese ownership. A man named Emil Elnems, he's an analyst at a place called the Moody's Investor Service, he said the ban would benefit YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat, quote, likely resulting in higher revenue share and a total advertising wallet, end quote. In other words, if TikTok is banned, these other social companies will make more money. So, to avoid a ban, TikTok has been trying to sell government officials on a new plan called Project Texas. It's going to cost $1.5 billion, and it will route all US user data to servers owned by this other company in Texas called Oracle. So the US data will be stored in America and not in international servers like in China. Now, as of October 2022, all US data was being stored inside the country. The company started deleting any historic US user data from non-Oracle servers in March. And this is a process that will be completed this year, the CEO said. A Republican representative named Dan Crenshaw noted that regardless of what TikTok does to assure lawmakers that it will protect user data, the Chinese government can still have significant influence over this parent company and ask to turn over any data through national laws. Congress, the White House, and the US Army, and also half of the US states, they've already banned TikTok from official government devices. Similar bans have been imposed in other countries like Denmark and Canada, Great Britain and New Zealand, and the EU. They also don't let government officials have TikTok on their devices. A complete TikTok ban in the US would be political and popular backlash from young people and civil liberties groups. They would not like it. David Kennedy, who used to work for the government, he now runs a cybersecurity company called TrustedSec. He said he agrees with restricting access on government issued phones, but a nationwide ban in all of the US would be too extreme. Quote, he said, "We have Tesla in China, we have Microsoft in China, we have Apple in China. Are they going to start banning us now? If we ban TikTok, this could escalate very quickly."